This is a quick video just to show you how simple it was to set up a little portable backup power system using a $200 kit from Costco. It has three 18-ish watt panels providing 12-volt power, and that's them right there catching some rays. Each panel's got a connector that follows this wire to a combiner. This plugs in to your battery bank. These are both 230 amp 6-volt golf cart batteries, and I got them because they have high amperage, and you can see I connected them in serial, so the negative on one is connected to the positive on another, and my pole from the other side. My charge controller brings the juice in from the panels. These come into the positive and negative on the batteries. Becomes a 12-volt battery. When I want to connect something to it, you can use the clips provided. I have a standard socket like in your car. My daughter helping me here. Connect your positive and then negative. So the panels, the charge controller, which is rated up to 7 amps, this connector, these connectors, this one, and this modified sine 200 watt inverter, and I picked this up at work for just under 140 bucks, which is a pretty good deal because apparently online these are just over 200. The batteries were 115 each at Batteries Plus. Picked up a multi-port outlet here, DC, USB. Of course, everybody's got something like this for their phone. That's because pretty much everything runs off of DC. So you don't need the expensive power bricks when you're using DC voltage. There's some other things. You have to use thicker gauge wire. The amperage is actually 10 times more than it is in AC configurations. I mean, you can research that. Definitely go online. This is a pure sine wave inverter, 650 watts by SunForce. It should provide cleaner power for sensitive electronics, computers. Oh, that's pretty.
A flower. Is it pretty?
So I can charge pretty much anything. You know, phones, laptop. I could run my computer if I wanted. Clearly, you know, it's not for that. Primarily, this is to have the ability to have power when there isn't any power. The batteries, I was just drawing 1 amp, would last approximately 9 days. It would take maybe 6 to charge the batteries completely. So that difference is enough to keep it running, like probably for good, especially living here in Texas. We get a lot of sun. It pulls probably 20 volts off the panels in direct sun. It actually gets about 23 in direct sun. I imagine the current goes up too, but I haven't measured that yet. If this was to grow, I could add a pair of batteries. You would keep them 12 volt by running them series parallel. You can see wiring charts online for doing something like that. You don't have to go with 6 volt batteries. You can go with 12 volt. They have about half the current or half the amperage available, so they won't run for as long. We could, get a grid tie inverter, basically pipe it back into the power for the house and have it reduce our demands. I'd rather have a separate system. DC runs more efficient if you keep using DC components. If you convert it to AC, you lose some through the inverter inefficiency. Doesn't really matter. It works in a pinch. We could fill these racks over here with batteries, but we're not trying to hold the whole house up in a indefinite collapse yet. So it's just one piece. I think this is going to be the end of my solar PV photovoltaic experiment here. For a while, I'm going to move on to a solar water preheater. But there's a lot of energy out there. So I figure besides the fun of it, it'll pay for itself, primarily in fun. But it's not really designed to be, an alternative full-time. It's just a little kit. But we do plan on getting a 12 volt fridge, so if power goes out, we can cool the important stuff and run them off the battery.